G'day and welcome to the show. It's the first for 2024 on the channel and I'll be doing a book review for you. It's on My Dream Time, a sports memoir by Wimbledon and Oz Open star Ash Barty. The show today is brought to you thanks to the Structure Success video training, which helps you come up with a rough outline for your own life story creating. And this could be a memoir, a biography, an autobiography or something else. So stick around for this free gift. I'll have more information towards the end of the show. So the full title of this book is My Dream Time, a memoir of tennis and teamwork. Now it's put out by Ash Barty and I fittingly listened to this one or read it when the Australian Open was on here in Australia during the summer. So you might know Ash or Barty. She won the 2022 Australian Open. She's very well known, celebrity sports person here, but she actually started at age 5 playing tennis when she lived in Queensland. And this story has been put out about her career by HarperCollins and it's been an absolute bestseller. And it's picked up the Australian Book Industry Awards 2023 Biography Book of the Year. So obviously I was very keen to read this one, and in this show I go over, number one, what is it actually about, what's interesting for us as a reader, and thirdly, what can we learn or what can we study the book as life story creators and take away? What can we, get some inspiration for our own creating? So let's jump in. I'll tell you a little bit first about what the book is about. So it starts when Barty is growing up in suburban Ipswich, which is a town or locality near Brisbane, which is the capital city of Queensland in Australia. She's obviously lives with 2 parents and she has 2 older sisters. And she picks up tennis when she's quite young and she just loves slamming those balls. She does it every day, whether it's the wall outside her house or it's at the nearby tennis centre down the road. She absolutely loves it. Before long, she's travelling around Australia and around the world as a youngster, as a teen, and the stakes of these tennis comps are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But she actually does burn out and she leaves tennis altogether, and it's only kind of accidentally that she comes back to it, when she's had a few years break, but she comes back to it with more confidence and with more focus. So what's interesting for us as a reader? Well, I reckon this secret to her comeback is really interesting because she actually goes about building a strong and trusted team. And key to that is a mindset coach. And I'm hearing more and more about mindset coaches for sports people. So yeah, really interesting to hear that she did that. Also, of course, we learn so much about the intricacies of tennis. Now, I'm not a big tennis player. I watch a little bit of tennis, but I did not know there were so many shots, so many different types of balls at different competitions. All about the coaching, then the preparation that's involved, and the different competitions that are played around the world. So much to it. So Barty really does give us that backstage tour of all of these things. And finally, which was interesting, was we learn about her Aboriginal heritage as a First Nations Australian, which I was really keen to find out more. It's not quite at the start of the book. You have to make your way a little bit through, but it is there. And yeah, really, really interesting to get her take on that and find out a bit more about her family history. But what can we learn to finish up as life story creators? What can we sort of watch the magician's hand and see how she wrote this that we can use and adapt some techniques for our own writing and maybe get some inspiration? Well, number one, I think that Ash, she's in her 20s, she's mid-20s. She wrote a memoir, fantastic. I think number one takeaway is that you don't need to be an older person, so to speak, to write a life story. You can be quite young, you can be quite old. You don't have to, there's no set or allowed age. You don't sort of need to think that you have to wait to a time when you're allowed or you feel you should. You can do it at any age. So that was a really important one I thought to highlight. Also that, the chapters in this book are done a little bit differently. And I feel like the chapters are almost like their own tennis match because you have, young Ash on one side, and then you have the older adult Ash, and each chapter alternates, a bit like a tennis match. They go across the net until the timelines kind of converge, and then that's when you get the climax of the book. So I'm not going to give too much away. And the third thing is the great use of Aussie vernacular, or, local words. And I feel like this really gives her story not only humour, but a lot of colour. And she is a really proud Australian, so I think that shines through. Using slang as you would to get through a story to make it come alive. So there you go, that's a book review on Australia's Book Industry Award winner about an Aussie girl from Ipswich, Ash Barty. And in this show I've talked a little bit about, one, what the book is about, what's interesting to us as readers, and then thirdly, what we can take away as life story creators. And I hope you will see that, yep, you really can write a life story at any age. Age is no limit, young or old. So seize the day, we're at the start of the year. I want you to get started on your life story project, whatever that is. And you can find out a whole article on this topic over at my website, foreveryoungautobiographies.com/my-dream-time. I'll have the link for you down below and in the show notes. So please click that and go through. It has a cover of the book, picture of Ash, quotes from the book, links of where to buy the book, and other free resources and the gift I mentioned. And while you're there, let me know, did you play a sport when you were growing up? I'd love to know what it is, what you enjoyed, when you don't have to be a Grand Slam champion like Ash. But yeah, please share, I'd love to know. Before I go, I mentioned the Structure Success video training, which is a free gift from me to you to help you get inspired, get started with your life story creating. And this one is, a short video, but it'll help you center your key memories, key events of your life or a loved one, and put them into a rough outline. So you have a bit of a roadmap on how to start or finish a life story project. So you can get that at foreveryoungautobiographies.com/structure success sign up. Again, the links will be here and also over at that article on my website. So please check it out. People find it really valuable. Now I will be back soon with another topic, and I would be so excited to start the year if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, and leave it a review. So until then, happy writing.